Welcome back, guys. Episode 29, Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. I go in today to an experience to talk to you about something that just happened for me and about how my human almost dismantled this beautiful, beautiful thing. Listening to the whisper is such a potent way that we can step into life and serve and lead through the heart and through love. And I don't need a lot of intro on this because I jump right into the potency of that. So I am so excited that you're here today to listen to episode 29, the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast, and just so grateful for all the things. Enjoy. I am so excited, guys, to chat with you today. And I don't even know if the word is actually excited. I have been through an experience this weekend that has brought forth this concept to share with you guys today. And I've been speaking about listening to the whisper for years, like years and years and years of time. And it has served me so much in my spiritual expansion, in my pathway, in moving and making decisions and trusting the universal flow. But this weekend I got tested. And why I desire to step into this space right now and share this with you is because I really want you to recognize a few things in this evolution as we move through, that we are human, right? We're human, guys. We're in this experience in this human world doing human things. And we have lives, we have emotions, we have dynamics, we have learning lessons that drop into our field. And we will always be humans, no matter how much information and knowledge that we have. And I know this, like I know this really well. And I use this, I step into this, when I tell stories and the way I teach master classes and programs, I use my stories to tell messages, to tell dynamics, to be able to move people through things, because it's so important that we understand that we are real in this experience. We really are. Now we are being guided. There is like an upper hand, and not in a way of like holding us, but in a way of guiding us through these experiences, through this life, through this earthling experience. And I've been using the term listening to the whisper, and I've been probably saying this for like 5, 6, maybe even 7 years. And for a lot of my life, I didn't understand or know what that actually meant. It's like that little ping that drops into your field, that little bit of knowing. And for some of us, the knowing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we are ignoring the knowing. We're going to get to that in a second. But this weekend, I went to a voice activation experience with a girlfriend of mine, and we were with the Bribri tribe, which is a deep-rooted indigenous tribe here in Costa Rica. And lately, I've been really desiring to get back into my indigenous roots. For those that don't know that about me, my great-grandfather was full-blooded Ojibwe. I rebelled against my indigenous roots for a long, long time, not understanding the dynamic of what this means. And when I started leaning into like ancestral lineage and really leaning into working with the ancestors and really leaning into discovering the potency that we hold within our lineage lines and within our ability to channel, it wasn't until late last year, I believe, was it December? I think it was December or January, where I channeled White Buffalo Woman in one of my circles that month. And it was almost like something came alive within me. My shaman Sylvie at the time had this white buffalo drum that she didn't like initiate. Like, I don't know if you guys know the ceremony stuff that goes with drums, but when you create a drum, you then initiate the drum in your energy to be almost like claimed by you, like it's yours. So when she actually like built this drum, she was told not to initiate it right away. And it was because the drum was meant for me. So she gifted me this drum, and it's a beautiful white buffalo drum. And literally, when I started playing, it was like something opened up in my heart, something opened up in this space. And my body's in goosebumps right now saying this out loud. It was like I came to life. And then I started singing in a light language that was chanting through the drum. And when I played it for Sylvie, she said to me, "Wow, this drum is yours. Like, this is meant for you." And over time, I was playing it a little bit. And then I got disconnected from myself over the last few months. I went through like a 2 month shadow dynamic work, going down into the darkness, feeling out worthiness. Like I went through some shit over the last couple of months. Came out in May, started to regroup. And now we're here at Saturday. So this past weekend. So if you're listening to this podcast sometime later on this year, amazing. So June 2023. And actually, this ceremony was on my birthday. and was even cooler that way, where I was like, I'm not really into like partying. I'm not drinking alcohol. Like, I love to go through expansion energy. I love to go through adventures and exercises and experiences that I've never done. And when my girlfriend sent me over this message about this ceremony, I was like, I'm in. I'm all in. I want to do this. I desire this. I'm all in. So we go there. We bring our drums anyways, in case we were going to need them. We didn't at the time need them, but we go through this experience, activate through one of the Bree tribes, like original songs connecting to Mother Earth. When they were singing and we were like, our eyes were closed, we went through this experience. I could feel this vibration moving through me. I could feel the purity of this. I could feel the visions of what simple life is and how we in human form have distorted it, especially in North America. We're running, we're hustling, we're forgetting about this purity connection within us, the connection to the sun, the connection to the earth, the connection to all things, the connection to spirit, the connection within ourselves. And life is so simple in this degree when we lean into that. And Costa Rica has shown me this over the last 7 months of being here, almost 8 months of being here, and has activated something deeper inside of me that I didn't realize was there. I always knew nature was grounding. I always knew you needed to get outside, but I had no idea, like really consciously no idea to what that really meant until I moved here. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to move to Costa Rica, but there's somewhere in your world potentially right now that you are feeling the call to go back to reclaim, to make sure it's integrated in your life. Some way, shape, or form, it's showing up for you right now. I know that it is, because if you're listening to this, it's showing up somewhere in your life. So we drop into this. I go through this beautiful experience listening to the elders sing. And at the end of the ceremony, we were able to buy Brie cacao. And it's ceremonial cacao. And if you don't know anything about cacao, which I don't know a lot about cacao, I once purchased some ceremonial cacao from Peru through a modality in the US and have no idea really what to do with it. Okay. My girlfriend is taking a cacao ceremony like certification right now. And this conversation started flowing through our awareness over the last couple of weeks. So she says to me, before they even announce that they have it, she says, the Brie ceremonial cacao is like one of the most potent cacaos that you could ever purchase. And all of a sudden they have it, because she's like, I'm trying to access it. Here you go, right in real time. It's right here. So I buy a small wheel of this ceremonial cacao. Not sure exactly how this is going to drop in. She also mentioned that if you feel called, the elder's around for a few more days, that you could meet up with him to get messages to align. And something dropped in that says, this is for you. And then my mind went into, oh my God, that's not for me, or no, we don't need to do that, or I don't want to bug them. And, all the conversations we have as humans. But the hit dropped in, guys. This is the main part of this whole story. The hit dropped in. The hit that said, this is for you. Right. And it actually said, this is for you. Like, it wasn't like coded, and it wasn't like distorted, and it wasn't underneath anything. It wasn't under a veil. It wasn't that I had to go discover it. It was like, this is for you. And I went, no, that's not for me, da, 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 blah, 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 blah. All the fucking excuses that we make as humans when we live in our mind, when for the last 2 hours, I was just living in the vibration of my heart and connection. And in that moment of life, right there, in that moment, I fucking pulled myself out of that, went back into the mind and started doubting the process. Guys, I am attuned into this. I am in awareness. I am evolved. Like, and I'm not saying that from a way of ego. I've done the work. Like, guys, I've been working in spirituality and awakening for 14 fucking years. Meaning I got my first spiritual mentor, for those new to my world, 14 years ago, one-to-one work. I've been working within this. This isn't a new playground for me. This isn't new. This is how I live my life in the whisper. And in that moment of time, I caught myself. Because what had happened was my girlfriend was writing a note to the woman who was helping lead and translate, because those in the Brie tribe technically have their own language that has never been written, ever. You don't read Brie. You only speak it and own it and move through a vibration with it. And these, like the daughter and the elder that came with her to this ceremony, learned Spanish. Okay, they learned Spanish. So they speak in Spanish. They don't speak in English. Right. So my girlfriend has an amazing, beautiful podcast. And a lot of the ceremony was about speaking your truth and owning your truth through your voice and being able to move it through. And obviously, you guys know, like, that's my jam. That's her jam. We all float within this. And it came through as this potent message in this experience. And she wanted to get her on her podcast. So she was writing a note. And I thought the note was, I want to meet the elder tomorrow. Okay. So I looked at that and went, oh my God, okay. If she wants to meet the elder tomorrow, we're going to go meet the elder. So I literally walked up to this guide. Okay. So I owned it. I fucking stepped in and I said, I feel called to meet the elder tomorrow. If that can happen, if I don't know what this process looks like, I've never met an elder. Okay, guys, remember, like, I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't know what to do. Like, I have no residence. I have no pulse point on this. All I knew was I had to say yes. Okay, that's all I knew. So she says to me, okay, take my number down and send me a message and I will talk to the elder tonight and see if it connects. So then my girlfriend comes up and I said, hey, I feel like we're supposed to go like meet the elder tomorrow. Are you cool with that? And she's like, yeah, I'm so like, she's cool like that way. Like, she's just like, she's on board with me. And we are learning this about each other because we're in a new relationship together. Like, technically I met her in Costa Rica. I'd been connected with her throughout Instagram throughout the last few years, but we're learning this about each other. We're learning that we are like in this space together of discovery. Like, we play in a role together. We feel energy in the same way. Like, it's just, it's so cool and like this beautiful experience. And also too, that was another story about the whisper, another story about our relationship and how I stepped into that and was like, I need to meet you. Like, let's go for coffee. Like, I just, like, one of my main things was when I moved here, I wanted to meet you. Like, that was a thing. And so that was another whisper that dropped in. So anyways, I got a message back and her name is India that night. And she said, the elder wants to wait till the morning and see what messages drop in from spirit. So I honor this whole process. It comes back in the morning on Sunday that the elder will see us at 4 p.m. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I just had this feeling and I had no idea what was going on. We go up, we go have this experience. The elder asked why we're there. Like, and I just said, I don't know. I was drawn to you. I am here because of that. So he gives me a bunch of messages. You know, for those on video, he gifted me this protection seed from the Amazon jungle. That's a very rare seed. And my whole body's in goosebumps saying this out loud to you. But this beautiful prayers have been embedded in this seed to keep my energy protected and to have the prayers come to life. And they were potent prayers. Most of the time we had a translator there, right? She didn't speak. I just dropped in and allowed whatever to move through. Then we go inside and we're like the home that they're staying in, because they live about 12 hours from us on the other side of the country. She's like, here's some bone broth that I make every week infused with love. And we order from the local market and she's one of the partners in that. And it was just so beautiful to be there. We had tea with them. We sat with them for hours. And India even said to us, like, we don't open up this space for anyone. Like, you were called by spirit to be here. And I go, I feel this. Like, I feel this. And I can't even put into words, guys. And why I want to share this experience with you is not because I'm like, oh, look it, I went to an elder and got blessed. And, you know, I'm fucking on this hoity toity experience. It's that every single day we are getting whispered to. Every day. It's dropping in our mechanism of showing up in the world and how we lead and moving through this spiritual evolution and moving through this pathway. But most of us are doubting it. Most of us are questioning it. Most of us are having fucking conversations back and forth within it, like I did. Now, granted, I have a level of awareness that I can obviously pop out of it real quick. But there's times in my life that I didn't. And I circulated and circulated and circulated and went down shit shows and got into fucking trouble and was in drama and stayed longer in relationships than I desired to. And I don't regret anything at all, anything, because every single thing that happened got me to this exact moment of time. But why I say this to you now is that there's something moving in your field right now that's been whispering, or maybe some of you are getting fucking 2x4'd across the face in connection with this, but it's coming through. It's coming through potently, and it's coming through in your energy that it's time now to honor it. Now, guys, like, I'm a messenger. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want, right? You don't have to take this advice. You don't have to step into this. But I'm telling you from my own experience and from what I've been through in life, if I can save you some of the challenges and troubles, yeah, sometimes it's going to take some courage at the beginning for you to step in. Sometimes it's going to take for you to fucking dive right in and change your life and move across the country and dismantle a relationship or leave a job or, integrate into a new career or fucking speak your truth to finally own the business you're meant to serve in or the content or people in your life. I'm not saying that it's easy to listen to the whisper, but I'm saying it's worth it. I'm saying it's worth it. So last night, I picked up a fucking massive wheel of cacao, and another wheel of cacao was gifted to me. So I've got all this cacao right now in my fridge. It never goes bad. Okay. And India, while we were chatting through dinner, was explaining like the ceremonial cacao. And she goes, you can use it every day with your prayers. And the elder was saying to me, you need to pray more intensely. Like for me, the sacred union energy is coming in hot. Like I know my man is around, and he's not in Costa Rica yet. He is somewhere else in the world. And I know that, and I feel that. And the elder was like, no matter where he is in the world, you need to call him in and pray for him to come in and use cacao as a medicine to enhance that. And I felt my calling back to my drum, and I felt my throat open up through this experience. So I know what needs to happen. And I'm ready actually now to embody the album I'm meant to come out with in like later part of this year, with chanting and singing and my drum, and creating an experience to clear energy. To there's going to be tracks for each thing. And I know this. Never in my life would I've ever say to you that I would be creating an album of me fucking singing, and not in a way of words per se, in a way of light language attunement, in a way of chanting and bringing the earth through and, communicating with Mother Gaia. Like yesterday, I opened up the cacao that I got back, and I know the woman that creates those cacaos, every single cacao she does by hand with intention, infused with love, and she sings to the cacao. When I opened it yesterday, I heard the song and I sang it right back to that cacao. And the cats, I have some stray cats, were at the window, and they just stopped and they just looked at me as I sang through this experience of cacao and bringing her medicine into my life. So this new level of experience is dropping in me. And then my nurse shows up last night and she gives me my vitamins, or yesterday. And I have been getting drawn to ayahuasca, and I just signed up for an experience happening next weekend, and it's done through elders, the chief of another indigenous tribe here in the Amazon. And I'm like, this whole entire thing is like dropping into my field. And it is the beautiful, beautiful experience I'm about to move through. Do I have any idea what this actually means? No. No fucking clue. No idea what's about to show up. I have no clue what I'm about to walk into. But here's what I know. I'm all in. I'm all in for all of this. Wherever it's taking me, wherever I'm being drawn to, wherever it's being led through me, I'm all in, because I'm listening to the whisper. I'm listening to the potency of what I'm creating in the world. I am an activator, guys. My job is to activate your next levels inside of you, your purpose and your soul's mission, and to move it through you so you can own it and be in it and like embody it. And whether that's in a podcast episode, whether that's in content on Instagram, masterclasses, one-to-one worth, programs, ceremonies, gatherings, wherever it is that you feel called to work with me, that's my job. And I own it every day. But I'm still a human in this experience, having to make human choices like Saturday. This is for you. Completely ignoring it and combating it. So the question I want to leave you with today, in this very potently charged podcast, is where in your life are you not listening to the whisper? Where are you fighting it? Where are you up against it? Where are you moving through it? Where are you fucking some shit up right now in your world because you're not listening? Why are you making it harder for yourself? Why? Because you're going to hurt someone, because the security drops, because of your safety, because you need to have a bit of courage and you're fucking scared to step in. Guys, I'm calling myself out on this. Are you kidding me? I got dropped into a home in the middle of Costa Rica with these beautiful souls that are now my friends, that are now, she even said to me, if anything happens, you come on Friday to the market and we will take care of you. Are you kidding? Like the purity of the love, and to hear about how they choose their market vendors, that every single produce that comes into my life has been fused with love from a passion of a farmer who that's all that they do. right? Like the shiitake mushrooms, the woman loves and sings to her mushrooms every day, and she only has shiitakes, right? Or the oyster. And the shiitakes come from a tree that is an 800-year-old tree. Are you kidding? The pineapples that I get every week, every single week, I get 1 to 2 pineapples every week. They come from a farm where I only grow pineapples, and they sing and they love on their pineapples. That vibration moving through my food, are you fucking kidding me? Like in Canada, we would pray over the food to change the vibrations. Here, I just need to honor the prayer already in them and bring it to life in my body. Guys, this whisper is not a coincidence. It's not a small thing. It's the guidance in your heart leading you into purity, leading you into next levels, leading you into beautiful ceremonies of peace, of joy, and of love. But you got to let go first. And you got to step into this, and you got to own it really in its purity of light and fucking be in it and trust. You're going to be taken care of. And we were yesterday, and way more than I could have ever imagined, and way more light. And when we were leaving, so the elder greeted us by a handshake. When we left, he held me for like 5 minutes, just at his heart. And he said to me, the spirit connected us way long ago. And you are here because spirit knew you needed to be here. And I was like, fuck, right? Are you kidding me? Like I had no idea, guys, no idea, but I followed the whisper, and like my heart is so full. And my girlfriend sends me a message today. She's like, holy shit, And I'm like, I know. Guys, do you want to know? You will never know until you step in and trust and surrender and have courage and believe and take the action anyways, even if you're fucking hurt and scared and in fear and you don't know what's going to happen. We never fucking know. You don't need to know. Just do it anyways. And I think that that's a very potent place for me to leave you. Wow. Episode 29. Episode 29 of this podcast. All of it in different vibrations, all of it bringing a new message to you every single week, from the solo episodes to the guest episodes. Like, I'm just so grateful I get to do this work. And I'm so grateful you're here listening. Guys, you have no idea how much this means to me that you are here and that you are feeling this vibration move through you, and you are owning this vibration in your life, and you're taking action through it. And that's all I could really hope, is that you will do that for you, and you will step in and you will move it and you will honor it. Inside the show notes, you'll always see a free offer called Surrender in there. If you feel called to it, go and grab it. It literally is a masterclass I taught on surrendering, on how to drop into this more into your life. It's there for you. So grab it if you feel called to it. And if not, I'm going to see you later on this week with another episode of the Light Warriors Unleashed podcast. And again, tag me, share this if you feel this at all. I would love to hear from you, and send you guys lots of love as you lean into the whisper this week. Talk to you soon.